What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, latest and updates, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up a very impressive 4.29%, 213 the low, 221 the high. So it's really pushing higher, and 18 million shares being traded. Prior to me doing this video, it was actually fairly low volume. So in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, big money definitely is getting into Lucid, so that's always a good sign. So we'll wait and see how that does play out, but essentially no real substantial macro data points today to really pay attention to. What is really moving the market is a deal with Europe. So that one was a big catalyst, long-standing catalyst. From the terms of the trade deal, there wasn't really anything crazy. It's just a flat rate to 10%. So honestly, it's nothing to really go out and buy and FOMO into the market. But generally speaking, I think that's going to be good for both the States and for Europe. And then you did also have this. So this is also one of the things that's really pushing the market higher. So a lot of signals that Iran wants to de-escalate with Israel and to pretty much not have the states get involved. So in reality, that is a good thing for the broader market. And then specific to Lucid, they did put out this news right here. So Android is now going to be compatible in Lucid Airs. So this has been something I know people have complained about for a very long time, and it's good to see that Lucid finally did listen to its owners and to pretty much the market and did this update. And so this is going to be accessible through update 2.7.0. So that's the good thing. A couple of things to note though, it does state that it's only North American and European owners can do this. So I don't know how the Middle East, maybe they're doing their own thing, their own updates. And then as well, it does mention that all Lucid Air vehicles. So it is fair to assume that the Gravity is not encumbered in this. So maybe there'll be a following update. So if anyone knows any information about that, let me know in the comments below. But in my opinion, this is a good piece of news. Probably not worthwhile to FOMO in because of this, but it goes to show that Lucid is still around. They're not dormant. We see a lot of companies that kind of go through a rough streak and they just go radio silent. They don't really do anything. This goes to show that Lucid behind the scenes is still doing things, in my opinion. But aside from that, shorts are currently increasing 1.28 million shares. So they are trying their very best to suppress Lucid. So despite this making up for roughly around 15% of the daily volume so far, 10-15%, it's still big money is really buying in. So for those of you that watch my videos, I like to go over where volume does come from. So today isn't algorithmic trading. It is actually institutions buying, which is always welcomed. But 30.73% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 378 million shares. Moving over to the options, you see 112,000 in calls, 33,000 in puts. So today's going to be another kind of lower volume day, but 62% of all the options being done today are bullish in nature. So if Lucid does continue up this nice good momentum, which right now it is up like almost 7%, you could see shorts start to mitigate some risk and start to kind of close out. So that might be a small little squeeze going on today. As far as through the bulls, you see a consensus for it to be above that 250, and then bears for it to be sub 2. So definitely good things is happening with that. Aside from all that fun stuff right now with it at 222, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. It was kind of flirting and struggling a little bit with that 218, but with that nice level of buying in the last 15-20 minutes, you saw it easily break above that 218. So it does show that it wants to move higher. So the next strong target / resistance is 248. Flip side, 218 is going to be the next strong support. And then moving on, as far as I'm aware, unless something just happened, there wasn't any new analyst ratings or anything like that. And same with articles, nothing really coming out of substance. So yeah, no new analyst ratings. Possibly with today's news, you might see some analyst ratings, or they just might be waiting most likely for a couple weeks for their numbers, their Q2 numbers. So that could be also Lucid's next big catalyst. But on the actual chart itself, you have that 50-day moving average at 243. That is going to be a key absolute key pivot for Lucid. So if it does start to continue to build this good momentum, and I guess as well the broader market having some good momentum pushing Lucid even further, then yeah, if it gets above that 50, then you could easily see a nice breakout, because usually that does result in a 30% swing in either direction. Stochastic RSI very oversold, so the fact that it is moving substantially higher today, that's attributing to that as well. But aside from that, you have the 50-day moving average, pretty much the next strong target. So I really like today's news. It was unexpected, and I think unexpected news is always good to cause these abnormal spikes up, causes big money to get in. And honestly, I think big money was really holding their breath for Lucid to really do something. And even though this isn't like overly crazy, doesn't show that they did like 1,000 vehicles in like 2 weeks or in 1 month or something, but this goes to show that they are still innovating. And that's something that ever since Mark has come in to the play, we've seen a lot of good marketing updates, nothing really as far as this. So this goes to show that there is still innovation happening behind the scenes that we might not be aware of. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. What's your general thoughts on today's news? Do you think it's just fluff? Do you think it's start of something bigger coming? Or what's your kind of viewpoint on all that? Pop over to my Discord as well. It is completely free. A lot of good Lucid investors are in there talking shop. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Like I said, completely free. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.